in the next chapter of geography, we are going to study about rocks and rock cycle. Now, what is lithosphere? Lithosphere is the hard structure on the earth on which we live. Yesterday we have talked much about the structure of the earth, that is composed of three layers: crust, mantle and core. So the crust forms the lithosphere on which we live. Now this lithosphere can be also called as rock sphere, because lithosphere is nothing but it is made up of rocks. Now rocks are defined as an aggregate of minerals that forms a more or less definite unit of Earth's crust. So it is an aggregation. Aggregation means collection of minerals. But what is mineral? Mineral is defined as a definite chemical composition with its own chemical and physical properties. So mineral is very different from a rock. A rock is an aggregation of minerals that forms more or less the definite unit of the Earth's crust, whereas minerals are having a definite chemical composition with their own physical and chemical properties. So rock is very different from mineral. Now let us classify the various types of rocks. Now rocks can be classified as igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Now what are igneous rocks? Igneous rocks are actually formed by the solidification of magma. When we were dealing with the structure of the earth, in that I have already told you that the earth consists of three layers. The outer layer is the crust, the middle layer is the mantle and the inner layer is the core. The core again consists of two layers, that is outer core and inner core. The inner core is actually composed of liquid magma. Now how does this liquid magma comes out of the earth? It comes out of the earth whenever there is a volcanic eruption. So in volcanic mountains you see that, in active volcanic mountains you see that there is always collisions going on and a blast takes place, due to which the liquid magma from the core region starts flowing onto the crust part, that is the topmost layer of the earth. So this liquid magma, when it solidifies, it forms igneous rocks. Now there are two types of magma: basalt magma and silicate magma. Basalt, that is which is very hot and it is fluid. Now fluid is very different from liquid. Liquid is, the density of liquid will be very thin, like water is liquid but honey is fluid. So I hope so you have understood the density difference between honey and milk. Milk is very thin, just like water, but honey is thick, right? So it can be called as fluid. So now here basalt magma is very hot and it is fluid, whereas silicate magma is having a temperature of 850 degrees centigrade and it is highly viscous. Viscous means it is fluid type and also very sticky. Viscous is fluid type and it is sticky also. Now types of igneous rocks, as you can see, on the basis of the presence of silica. So what is silica? We have discussed it in the previous class. Silica is nothing but it is the sand. So on the basis of whether silica is present or not, acidic igneous rocks and basic igneous rocks. Now acidic igneous rocks are those which has more silica and basic igneous rocks are those which have very less percentage of silica. Now on the basis of occurrence, again igneous rocks are of two types: intrusive and extrusive. Intrusive by the name itself suggests that the magma solidifies below the earth's surface. If the magma is solidifying below the earth's surface, that is, if it is solidifying inside the crust, then it is intrusive. But if it solidifies outside, above the earth's surface, then it is called as extrusive. Now on the basis of the depth and the place of cooling, where is the magma cooling, then intrusive are again divisible into plutonic and hypobasal. Plutonic and hypobasal igneous rocks of deep-seated origin are known as plutonic rocks. Plutonic means very deep-seated. Inside the earth's layers, if it is very deep-seated, in very interior of the earth, if it is solidifying in the interiors of the earth, then it is called as plutonic intrusive igneous rocks. And if it is formed due to the solidification of magma in the cracks and crevices of the earth, then it is called as hypobasal. Then it is called as hypobasal. That is, if the magma is solidifying in the cracks of the earth just beneath the earth's surface, then it is called as hypobasal. Now, other types of igneous rocks are batholith. Now, batholith is igneous rock which is formed due to the large mass of igneous rock. It is a large mass of igneous rocks. Those which are in the form of large mass, large sized igneous rocks are called as batholith. Laccolith, dome-like mass. Dome means gumbaj type. Sill, that is sheet-like body of igneous rock. Sheets. If it is formed in the form of sheets, then it is sill. Stalks composed of granite. And dikes are sheet-like body of igneous rock. So dike and sill are both sheet-like. So these are other types of igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks are of again two types. They are explosive and quiet. If the magma comes out of the earth with an explosion, then it is explosive. And if it comes out very quietly, silently, then it is called as quiet extrusive igneous rocks. Now, what are the characteristics of these igneous rocks? And now, if we go with one igneous rock example is granite. You know what is granite? In our school, the flooring, when we enter into this new building at Chigalpudi, you see that the flooring is done with granite. Okay. Characteristics of igneous rocks. Rocks are solidified from molten magma. When the magma comes out and it solidifies, it forms the igneous rocks. It does not occur in distinct beds or strata. You will not find igneous rocks in the form of layers. They are not fossiliferous. Fossiliferous means they are not formed out of fossil. Fossils are the dead remains of plants and animals of ancient times. They are hard and they are impermeable to water. That means they do not absorb water. They are granular and crystalline. If you go and see the granite of our school, then you can see that they are granular and they are crystalline. It has a shine. So it is crystalline also. Weathered by mechanical weathering due to rainwater, due to rain, storms, soil erosions, winds. The igneous rocks undergo damage. So that is weathering takes place of the igneous rocks. Then they are mostly consisted of silica. Silica means sand particles. And iron ore, gold, silver, zinc, lead, aluminium, manganese, mica, they are all found in igneous rocks. So these are the characteristics of igneous rocks. Now the next one is the sedimentary rocks. Sediment. So it is formed by the sedimentation process. These rocks are formed by disintegration. Disintegration means breakdown, and decomposition, that is breaking. Disintegration means continuously breaking into smaller fragments, and decomposition breaking and changing in its form of rock, as well as due to weathering, as I told you, due to rain, wind, storms, they undergo changes, and erosion of the land surface. So due to soil erosion, weathering, decomposition and disintegration, these sedimentary rocks are formed. They are formed from pre-existing rocks. Sedimentary rocks are always formed from pre-existing rocks and they occur in layers or strata. Unlike the igneous rocks. Igneous rocks, they never occur in layers. But sedimentary rocks, they occur in layers. Have you seen Tirathgarh? Tirathgarh is layer by layer. So it is a very good example of sedimentary rocks. Now, types of sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the various types, that is mechanically formed. If the sedimentary rock is formed from pre-existing rock by the process of weathering and soil erosion, then it is called as mechanical. And rock type of mechanically formed sedimentary rocks are sandstone, which is reddish in color, which is composed of cemented sand and grains. Conglomerate. Conglomerate is one which is also made up of sandstone. Mudstone, it is made up of silt and clay, which is brought by the rivers. So silt and clay sandstone you will find in Tiratgarh. Clay stone, which is made up of clay, and shale, it is also made up of clay. Now, chemically formed sedimentary rocks are formed by the precipitation of salt water. When the salt water gets dried up, then sedimentary rocks are formed. So rock type is limestone. With the composition of limestone is calcium carbonate, with which you do whitewashing, and with limestone cement is also made. Limestone is the raw material of making cement. Dolomite, that is, it is made up of magnesium and calcium carbonates. Chert is again Chert is made up of silica. CHERT, it is called chert. It is made up of silica. Silica means sand. Then you have evaporites. Evaporites are formed, evaporite, that means it is formed by the evaporation of the seawater. So evaporation formed by the minerals formed by the evaporation of lakes and lagoon. Now what is a lagoon? Lagoon is a place before meeting into the ocean, when the river before meeting with the ocean forms a lagoon. So lagoon is a meeting place of river and ocean, you can say. Organically formed rocks. Rocks are formed by fossilized plants and animals. Unlike igneous rocks are never fossilized, but sedimentary rocks are formed out of fossilized, that is pre-existing plants and animals remains. And the rock type is coal. Coal, you know, it is made up of peat and it is a mineral fuel, and petroleum, it is made up of liquefied hydrocarbon, and natural gas, that is gaseous hydrocarbon. So sedimentary rocks are very, very important rocks, because of this you get coal and petroleum, which are the precious things. Then you have aeolian sedimentary rocks, which are formed by the deposition after the transport by wind. AO means air. So the rocks which are the sedimentary rocks which are formed by the transport by wind is called aeolian sedimentary rocks. AO means air. Glacial deposit, sediments formed by the depositions of glaciers. You have glaciers. Then petroleum formed out of fossilized plants and animals in the ocean beds. Rock salt formed by the evaporation in saline lakes. Saline means salty lakes. Coal, which is formed by the buried vegetation. When forests get buried underneath the earth for some thousands of years, then they form coal. Then they form layers of coal and you mine them. So you have coal mines. Korba is very famous for coal mining. Right? Now, characteristics of sedimentary rocks. Sediments means layer. It is derived from pre-existing rocks. They contain strata or layers. The layers are sometimes horizontal and at times they are tilted. Tilted means like this, bent. Otherwise they are horizontal, flat. They are deposited in seas and oceans in a sequential manner, and they are permeable and porous. They can, coal, like if you keep the coal in water, it absorbs water. So they are permeable and porous. They are fossilized plants and animals in origin. The riverine rocks develop cracks when exposed to sun. If you keep coal outside in sunlight, it develops cracks. They may be well consolidated or poorly consolidated and even unconsolidated. That means they can be very, very solid or less solid, or may not be solid, in a very solid form. So this is all about the sedimentary rocks. So sedimentary rocks, they are sediments, that means they are formed in layers or strata. The last type of rock that we are going to study is the metamorphic rock. Now they are formed by the crystallization in a solid state under the impact of heat, pressure and temperature. It can be due to the endogenetic forces inside the earth and on contact with undergoing water. Now characteristics of metamorphic rocks are, they are formed from pre-existing rocks. Metamorphic rocks become harder than original. That means they are harder than original and they are not fossilized. The coarse grained are imperfectly foliated and fine grained are perfectly foliated. That means metamorphic rocks can be seen in a perfect composition, and some are impervious and some are pervious. Means some can absorb water. Permeability means to absorb water. Impermeability means which does not have the capacity to absorb water. Now example of metamorphic rock is slate, schist, quartzite, marble. Marble is metamorphic. You know marble stone. Now types of metamorphism. Now what are the different types of metamorphism? As I have told you, metamorphic rocks are formed due to the solidification which takes place due to excessive heat, crystallization. Metamorphic rocks are formed due to the crystallization process due to excessive heat, pressure and temperature. Now here, thermal. Thermal is the change which is taking place due to temperature. Example is graphite. Thermal means temperature, related to temperature. So the change, the metamorphism which is taking place due to temperature is called as thermal. Dynamic due to high pressure. Regional due to the earth movement, and contact is due to volcanic activity. So these are the different types of metamorphisms that take place in the metamorphic rocks. Now what do you mean by a rock cycle? Rock cycle means conversion of one rock into another form of rock is called as rock cycle. Now the sedimentary rocks can go very deep into the earth as the earth is melting, because inside you have core, so it's very hot. So the sedimentary rocks, when they go deep into the earth, they melt and they may form into igneous rocks. And sedimentary rocks can also get changed into metamorphic rocks. So here, when one form of rock is changing into another form of rock, then it is called as rock cycle. So it is a cyclic process. Now what is the economic importance of rocks? Lastly, why are rocks very important for us? Rocks make various types of soil like alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, yellow soil, laterite soil. All these soils are nothing but they are the finely powdered rocks. And it takes place through weathering. Weathering is due to running water, wind, storms, volcanic activities. All these are weathering. All these come under weathering. All the changes which are taking place on the exterior of the earth. Rocks contain mineral ores like coal and petroleum, and they are also used as building materials. From rocks only we can build buildings also, and they supply precious metals like gold, silver, platinum and diamond, which are used for making jewelry. So rocks are very important for us. So I hope so that you have understood this chapter. So now this time we are going to provide you the teaching notes of this chapter, and you have to answer your exercise by yourself with the help of the PDF sent to you. So you will make the exercises, you will solve the exercise by your